Hi there. Today's practice is primarily for mobilizing and strengthening our low backs, the low back and sacral area, the very base of the spine. And it is going to be primarily close to the ground, and by that I mean there won't be any standing postures. So we'll be lying on our backs, lying on our bellies, on our hands and knees, on our knees, all of that, just not standing. So go ahead and come to a comfortable way to sit. Find a way of sitting or lying down. You can lie down, of course. Get comfortable. And we're just going to do our centering and our breathing just to get started, kind of get us into the mood, if you will, of the practice. So either seated or lying down. If you're seated, sit up tall. We'd like our spine to be upright, not leaning to one side or the other, so make sure that your sit bones at the base of your pelvis are evenly placed. If you're lying down, you could have your knees bent if that's more comfortable for your low back, and if your low back is bothering you today, that's probably a good plan, is to have your knees bent. So from here, just begin to notice. Notice how you feel. Notice how you feel physically. What is the state of your body? Notice how you feel mentally, the state of your mind. Notice what thoughts are present. And going deeper, notice your feelings and your emotions. And then bring your attention to your energy level. Is your energy on the lower side, or is your energy high, or is it somewhere between those two points? And begin to notice your breath. Just the simple act of breathing to begin. Notice the feeling of the inhale. And the feeling of the exhale. Fully absorbed in this activity of watching the breath. Notice how your chest and belly rise and fall when you breathe. Little by little, allow the breath to grow a little longer, a little smoother. What we'd like here is a comfortably long breath, not so long that it's hard to maintain, but a little longer than probably you started with. And when you find a comfortable rhythm for yourself, stay with that. We'd like our inhale and our exhale to be approximately the same length. And not so long that you can't maintain it when we start moving in just a moment. A few more breaths like that, please. finding your own personal breath rhythm. And then gently open your eyes. We'll start some movement now, and we'll start in a lying down position. So if you're seated, you'll want to come to a lying down position. If you're already lying down, just stay right where you are. If you'd like an elevation under your head and you don't already have it, you might want to put a little elevation under your head. If you're comfortable without that, then feel free to not. Okay, again, your knees can be bent or your legs straight. I'm going to keep mine bent. From here, take a breath in. When it's time for you to exhale, turn your head so that one ear comes closer to the ground. And when it's time for you to inhale again, using your own rhythm, lift your head to the center. And do the same thing on the other side, so it's an exhale when you turn. And an inhale when you come back to the center. And now keep doing that, moving side to side, turning on the exhale, coming up on the inhale. Use the full length of the breath for each movement. And what I mean by that is when you inhale, you'll take the whole inhalation to bring your head up to the center. And when you exhale, you'll take the whole length of the exhale to bring your head to the side. And let's do one more to each side. And when you finish your second side and your head is in the center, stay there. Bend your elbows and have your fingers up towards the ceiling. So your elbows are on the floor and your fingertips are up toward the ceiling. The next time that you inhale, straighten one arm. Really reach the fingertips up so that your shoulder blade pulls away from your spinal column. When you exhale, bring your elbow down. Other side when you're ready. So inhale, this shoulder blade pulls away. And when you exhale, the elbow comes down, shoulder blade goes back to its neutral place. Let's do another one now on the first side. Reaching on the inhale, coming back on the exhale. Other side. And then one more on each side, please. Timing the movement and the breath. When you finish your second side and your elbows down, just let your hands rest wherever you'd like. It can be on the floor, on your belly, anywhere is fine. Bring your feet together and your knees together. When it's time for you to exhale again, just take your knees just ever so slightly to one side. Just kind of nod them to one side. And when you inhale, bring your knees back to the center. When you exhale, nod them to the other side. We'll continue doing this now, so it's not a big movement here. We're going to pretend like we just woke up in the morning and we're just needing a little movement before we get out of bed. So you could do the things that we've done so far in the lying down position in your bed before you get up in the morning. Might be a good idea to help you loosen up a little bit. If as you go along your knees want to come a little bit further to the side, it's okay to do that. Just don't worry about making this a big movement. It's not about that. It's about warming up our lower back, lower part of our spine a little bit. And the next time that you've gone to your second side and you come back to the center, That'll be your last one, so let that be your final one. And then pick up one foot. Place the same side hand on the knee of that leg. Have your elbow extended. Take a breath in. And when you exhale, contract your abdominals and bring your knee in toward your chest. Not so much pulling with the hands as using your muscles of your hips and legs and low back. And when you inhale, move away. Just back and forth a few times like this now. Exhaling when you bring that knee in. Inhaling when you bring it away or take it away. As you're doing this, notice what you feel on this side of your low back, on the side of the leg that you're working with. Particularly when you bring the knee in. How does it feel? Next time your knee's away, keep it there. And then lower your foot to the ground and pause. Compare your left and right sides. We'll do the same thing on the other side now, so pick up the other foot, place your hand on your knee lightly. Elbows extended, take a breath in. And when you're ready, on your exhale, start your movement. So the exhale is when you come in and you're contracting your abdominals to help with that. And when you inhale, you let your knee move away, you relax the abdominals. And just do a few more like that, just like we did on the other side. Bringing it in on the on the exhale, and letting it move away on the inhale. Let's do maybe 2 more. I didn't really count, but let's go with what feels right. We probably are doing about 5 or so. Next time your knee is away, place your foot down, shift your hips to one side and roll to the other. And let's come up to a kneeling position, upright, so standing on our knees. Now I'm on carpet, so I don't really need a blanket underneath my knees, but if you're on a hard floor, you may want some cushioning under your knees, a blanket. Pillow might be a little bit high, but towel would work, maybe a bath towel to pad your knees a little bit. Okay, so we'll come up to standing on our knees. We want our knees to be hip joint distance apart. Bring your hands to your low back. Your palms are facing out. So the backs of your hands are resting on your low back. As you inhale, bring your arms out to the side and up a little bit, not terribly high. When you exhale, bring your hands back to your low back, bend from your hips, bring your chest toward your thighs, your hips back, and let your neck relax. When you inhale, you'll come back up. Maybe you can bring the arms maybe shoulder height or so this time. And when you exhale, bring your hands back to your low back. As you're bending forward, your spine is long, coming down. When you inhale, you find your long spine again as you're lifting your arms up, coming up, maybe a little higher with the arms. Let's do 3 more at any arm height that you like. So it's the inhale when you're coming up and the exhale when you're coming down. Up on the inhale, down on the exhale. All the while noticing too what you're feeling in your low back. This is our last one. And this time with your exhale, let your arms come down. Pause for a moment. Notice how you feel. How's your neck and shoulders, your spine? Just kind of do an overall review of how your body feels at this point. Then we're going to come on to our bellies. If you have a blanket or a towel, place it under your belly. If it's folded like this, it'll just about cover the whole length of your torso. So fold it like this. If it's a towel, it may not be quite big enough, but the main area that we like to pad is the front of our hips and our pubic bone. So kind of a triangle area here. You want to make sure, especially the pubic bone, is padded. So if you're using something smaller than what I have, that's the area that we're most interested in. So come on to your bellies. Belly. Again, make sure that area is padded. Bring your elbows down to the floor. Your forearms are on the floor, your hands are on the floor, your elbows are close to your body. Bring your feet close together too. Now that area, that triangle I told you about, your pubic bone in the front of your hips, that's your stabilizing point. So that's what we want to press into the ground as we come up into a back bend. Remember, that's your stabilizing point. So bring your head down. Next time you exhale, press your pubic bone and your hips down. When you inhale, lengthen your spine, lift your chest, head follows along. And when you exhale, bring your ear down to the floor, turning your head. The legs are fairly close together here. When you inhale again, you'll come up, the head will come to the center. And when you exhale, you'll turn the other way. Widen your legs a little bit. Stabilize. When you inhale, lengthen your spine, lift your chest, your shoulders, head follows along. And when you exhale, come down. One more like that. Turning your head the other way this time. And then widen your legs. Again. Inhale up. And down on the exhale. Don't push into your hands. Use your spinal muscles to do this. We'll come up one last time and we'll stay for 3 breaths. Stay as you inhale. And then stabilize some more on your exhale, pressing your pubic bone and your hips down. Each time you inhale, feel that lengthening and lifting in the spine. And each time you exhale, feel the stability in your pelvis. Last breath. And when you finish that last inhale, come on down on your exhale. And roll over onto your back. If you are using a blanket, move it out of the way. Actually, I take that back. Don't roll over onto your back. Come to your hands and knees. I'm sorry. Hands and knees. Wrists are below the shoulders, knees are below the hips. Fingers are wide. The whole hand is on the floor. Make sure you're not putting a whole lot of weight in your wrist. You want weight in the whole hand. And as you inhale, lift your chest. Sort of like we did a minute ago in Cobra. And when you exhale, contract your abdominals. Bring your elbows down. Bring your chest down toward your thighs, your hips toward your heels, and let your neck relax. And come up on your inhale. Lift your chest. Head's just following along. You're not overlifting your chin. And when you exhale, come down. The elbows come down first, then the chest, and then the tailbone goes down towards the feet. Neck relaxes. Twice more. Up on the inhale, feel the mobility in your spine as you do this. Feel the stretch in your low back as you're coming down. Inhale, you'll come up. down on the exhale. Next time you come up, stay there. We're going to come back onto our bellies. And so you'll position your blanket the same way, or towel. The reason for this is it's a little kinder for your low back to have padding in front of you. It's just your low back is has a little something to lift off of, I guess you'd say. It's just nicer for your low back. You come onto your padding there. Elbows on the floor, just like we did before. Elbows on the floor, close to your ribs, palms on the floor as well. Same stabilization point. The only thing this time that we're going to do is when we lift our chest, we're also going to lift our legs and widen them. Now, if it's hard for you to lift your legs, it doesn't matter that you lift them a lot. You could keep them on the floor or almost on the floor. So don't feel like you have to lift your legs way high. It's more about the opening and closing. So here we go. Arms in position. Legs close together to begin with. When you exhale, press down, stabilize. When you inhale, lengthen your spine, lift your chest, lift your legs, and widen your feet and legs. Keep your chest lifted, and as you exhale, bring your legs together. When you inhale, widen your legs. This time we'll come down, so exhale, legs together, come down. And take a free breath. Stabilize as you exhale. Come up on your inhale, chest, legs, widen. Exhale the legs together, keep the chest lifted. Inhale, widen. Exhale, legs together, come down. Take a free breath. Stabilize on your exhale. Come up on your inhale, widen your legs. Legs together on the exhale. Widen again on the inhale. Down on the exhale. One last one now. So take your free breath. And stabilize on the exhale. Here we go. Inhale, lift, widen. Legs together on the exhale. Widen again on the inhale. And legs together on the exhale. Come down and rest. If you'd like to change the positioning of your hands, do. Just make yourself comfortable here. Maybe shift your hips a little side to side. Any movement that feels good. And then do come up to, or roll over, I should say, onto your back. Again, if you like your blanket under your head, you can place it there. If not, don't have to. Come on down, have your knees bent, your feet on the floor. One foot's going to stay in this position. One foot and leg is going to stay in this position. And the other one's going to be doing some movement. So pick whichever one you'd like to move first. And extend that leg along the floor, but lift it a little bit. The other foot stays firmly on the floor, so you have something to kind of hold you there. All right, your foot's extended, it's also flexed a little bit. Take a breath in. As you exhale, contract your abdominals and slowly lift that foot up towards the ceiling. And as you inhale, retain a little bit of the contraction. as you lower back to that hovering position. With your next exhale, you're going to bend your knee, bring your knee into your chest. Now we'll do that whole thing a few more times. So inhale, extend the leg along the floor. Exhale and lift it. Remember your abdominals. And inhale to lower. Knee to chest on the exhale. Again, when you're ready, inhale along the floor. Exhale as you lift. Smoothly inhale as you lower. Exhale as you bring it in. Let's do one more like that. So inhale. Lift on the exhale. Inhale. And then knee to chest on the exhale. We'll do part of one more. So inhale, extend. And lift on the exhale. And keep the leg up this time. If you like, you can hold behind your thigh for some stability. You don't have to, but I like to. Okay, and then next time you inhale, point your toe, not severely, just take the toes up towards the ceiling. And when you exhale, flex your foot so the toes come back down towards your face. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale. Exhale, notice what you feel in the back of your leg, maybe all the way up into your hip. You may feel some movement underneath your hands, your ankle. Lots of places to feel this and notice it. And then pause and start circling slowly your ankle. Just go around a few times one direction, like you're drawing big circles with your big toe. After you've gone around maybe 3 or 4 one direction, then pause and go the other way. And then pause with that. Remove your hands, but keep your leg lifted. Bend your knee a little bit, and then just shake your leg. Shake a leg. All right, bend your knee, return your foot to the floor. Before we do the other side, just compare. Notice how the leg that you worked with feels compared to the other one. And then we'll work with the other one. So extend that leg. Foot's flexed. It's just a little bit lifted off the floor. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, contract your abdominals as you lift your foot up towards the ceiling. And as you inhale, you'll slowly lower it. When you exhale, bring your knee into your chest. And do that again. So inhale, extend along the floor. Exhale, smooth breath and movement. When you inhale, you're lowering. And when you exhale, knee to chest. Again, inhale, extend. Exhale to lift. Inhale and lower. Knee to chest on the exhale. Let's do one more full round. So inhale. And exhale as you lift. Lower on your inhale. Knee to your chest on your exhale. Start again with the same movement. So inhale along the floor. This time when you exhale and lift your leg, keep it there. Consider holding behind it for some support. When you're ready, start your pointing and flexing. So inhale, the toe points upward. Exhale, the heel goes up and the toes come more towards your face. Just do that a few times. As you're doing it, coordinate your movement and your breath. Make it mindful. Notice what you feel. Again, maybe, of course, feel it in your ankle and your foot, but maybe you feel it up the back of your leg, maybe all the way into your hip. Maybe you notice some movement underneath your hands. And then start your circles. Nice slow circles. The movement is from the ankle here, but maybe you think of it more as drawing circles with your big toe. That's fine. Pause and go the other way. The leg stays fairly still. This is happening from our ankle more than anything. And then pause with that. Let go of your leg, bend your knee, and just shake. Maybe it's easier to shake one leg than the other. Alright, and then pause, place the foot down. And just check in. How do you feel overall? We're going to roll over onto our side. Doesn't matter which side you start with. I'm going to roll towards the camera so you can see me better. And you'll be on your side. You could support your head with your arm, or you could use your head support, your blanket or your pillow or whatever you've got. I'm just going to use my arm. We want our knees at a 90-degree angle to our torso. Our knees are bent, the knees are stacked. And then this top arm just gives us a little support here. So as you inhale now, lift your top knee up. Let your foot dangle. So sometimes the foot's going to want to get higher. Try and let it dangle so your movement is happening from your hip. And when you exhale, bring your knee down. Let's do that a couple more times. So inhale. And exhale. Up on the inhale, nice and slow. Down on the exhale. Let's do one more. So we'll be doing a total of 4. Feel the work in your hip as you do this. And when you've done that last one, pause for a moment. Notice any sense of warmth that you may be experiencing in this outer hip area. Now we're going to do some circles with that same leg. So lift up your knee a little bit and let's draw 4 circles. If it feels good to draw big ones, then draw big ones. If it feels better to draw medium or small ones, then do that. We're going to go around 4 times. I think that was 2 for me, so here's my 3rd. We're circling slowly. We're noticing what we feel in our hip joint. After that 4th one, pause. Circle the other way. Always kind of noticing what the experience is here. Let's go around 4 times. If you accidentally go one extra one, it's not going to hurt. I may have done that, I don't know. But when you feel like you're finished, place that knee on top of the other one. Now we're going to take this top knee and slide it over the bottom one so that it's on the floor. It's almost like you're about to cross your legs. Okay, and then our chest, we're going to roll it towards the ceiling. This bottom arm can just rest on her leg, and the top arm can rest on her hip. And then you take your shoulder blade back toward the floor. Now don't expect it to get there. What we're wanting to experience here more than anything is some lengthening in this area where we did some contracting. So now we're lengthening those muscles that were working for us earlier. Stay here for a few breaths. Notice what sensation is in that area that I just described, that outer hip area. Smooth, steady breath. And roll the chest forward. Uncross your leg. We're going to go to the other side now, so you could just roll over if you like, or I'm going to push up and change ends of the mat so that I can, again, so I can face you. Lie down on your side once you get settled. 90-degree angle again with the torso and the legs. Knees are stacked. Just support your head with something. And as you inhale, lift your knee up, the foot dangles. And as you exhale, bring it down. 3 more like that, please. Smooth breaths. Remember your personal breath rhythm. Down on your exhale. Twice more. When you finish that last one and you're ready to start your circles, do it any time. Lift your leg up just a little, your knee up just a little, and circle your knee. We're going to go around 4 times. Any size circle that feels appropriate for your hip joint is what you'll want to do. They don't have to be big. You could also do fewer than 4 if that feels necessary. You decide. When you've done 4, you'll pause and circle in the opposite direction. Same number this way. 4 is my suggestion, but it's not by any means a requirement. You're listening to your personal hip joint and what it says about you doing this movement. Alright, I think that was 4 for me. Maybe I'll do 1 more. What the heck? This is my hip that could use an extra one anyway. Alright, so your knees are stacked now. Take your top knee, slide it down in front of the other one like you're almost going to cross your legs. And then roll your chest open toward the ceiling. The lower hand can just rest on your leg and help that knee stay on or toward the floor. And then just roll your shoulder back. Let your hand just rest on your hip. Head's anywhere that's comfortable. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Noticing what we're feeling in this outer hip area in particular. This is a twist, so twists are primarily for your spine. To twist your spine. And there is some twisting going on, but really the focus in conjunction with the practice that we're working on, is to get some stretch right here. Some lengthening. So it's a multi-purpose in this case. Couple more breaths. And then go ahead and roll your chest forward, uncross your leg. Pause for a moment. Notice what you feel. Come back to my starting direction here. Next, you don't need to get up to stay on your side, but do roll onto your backs. Next will be Apanasana. So come down to your backs if you did happen to get up, and if you want your head patted, then pat it. Pick up one foot, place your hand on the knee of that foot just lightly, and then the other foot comes up. Hands on that knee, so Their respective hands are on their corresponding knees. Take a breath in with your elbows extended. When you exhale, contract your abdominals, press your low back down, and draw your knees into your chest. When you inhale, arms length away. Let's just do this a few times. The exhale is when you bring them in, using mostly your back and abdominal muscles and hip muscles, not so much the hands. As you bring the knees in, notice what your experience is in your low back. Feel how there's a relaxing away as you inhale. And the next time you bring your knees in, if you want to keep them in, then do. If you'd like to continue with the movement, that's fine. But if you bring them in, if you'd like to rock side to side, if that would feel good, then please do. Now, another thing we can consider doing is bring your knees into your chest. Take both knees over to one side and then down a little bit, and then over to the other side and then back in towards the chest. So it's like you're drawing a big circle on your sacral area in your low back. If you're liking this, then let's go around 3 times each direction. When you've gone around 3 times one way, then pause with your knees in your chest, towards your chest, and circle 3 times the other way. When you finish that third one on this direction, and you have your knees towards your chest, let your knees go away from you and return one foot to the floor and then the other. Extend one leg and then the other. It's also okay to leave your knees bent. Turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Your arms are a little ways from your body. Your legs are a little wider than your hips. What I've just described as Shavasana. If you find that this position is not comfortable, feel free to make yourself comfortable. I'm going to sit up so that I can talk to the camera. Do stay in Shavasana or your version of relaxation that feels good for you. You could bend your knees, that would be one suggestion. Just make yourself comfortable so that you can relax for a few moments here at the end of class. Once you get settled, notice how you feel. Physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically. Notice all the places where your body touches the floor. Bring your attention to your breath. Place a little more attention on your exhale now. Of course, you're both inhaling and exhaling, but just be more interested in your exhalation, how it feels, the effect that it has on you. Be aware of the rise and the fall of your chest and belly. Return to that idea of your personal breath rhythm. Notice how long your inhale and your exhale are. And then just ever so slightly lengthen your exhale. Make it just a little bit longer than your inhale, maybe a second. very, very little. Continue like that with a very slight increase in the length of the exhale. And if it's comfortable, lengthen it just a little more, maybe 1 second more. Keeping your inhale at the original length. It's just the exhalation that we're lengthening. And let go of any effort to control your breath. Let it be smooth, free, open, comfortable. Rest here for the next few moments in Shavasana, relaxed and aware. Rest. Little by little, begin to deepen your inhale. Place more of your attention on your inhale now. Just a comfortably deep inhale. Relax, exhale still. Feel the energy that the inhalation brings in, the nourishment, you might say. And begin to start some movement. Maybe move your fingers and toes a little bit. Maybe start some larger movements like circling your wrists and your ankles. Maybe move into a stretch, a gentle stretch. And then bend your knees and roll to one side into a fetal position. Stay there for a breath or two. And then use your arms to press yourself up and come to a seated posture. Join me. So thank you for your practice. Glad you joined me. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thanks.